First thing you need to do is get pre-approved or have cash. So here's how it works. Basically, if you have cash to buy the house, then that's great. That's easy, because when you make an offer, you're just going to need to provide proof of funds that you actually have that cash in the bank. And make sure if you're buying a home with cash that not only you have the down payment and all that, but also the closing cost on top of the price of the house, which could be a few percent. And if you're, need help with that, I could do a buyer's estimated net sheet, and that can give you an estimate on the closing cost in general. And this is good even if you have a loan. If you're not paying cash, you're going to need a pre-approval letter from a lender. This is really important because, first of all, it tells you really how much of a house you can afford. So maybe you thought you could buy a $300,000 house, and maybe really it's only going to be a $250,000 house, or maybe you could afford a $600,000 house. But you want to speak with a good lender so you really know what your budget's going to be, because you want to be comfortable with that budget, and you want to know what your monthly payment's going to be with principal, interest, taxes, everything included. And also, I recommend, if you're buying in Palm Springs, California, there's a lot of leased land, Indian land, and a lot of lenders actually won't lend money if it's leased land. So it's important to have a good lender who's local, who understands the nuances of the market, and who could help you. The second thing I would recommend is a good real estate agent. Now, the reason being, first of all, you're going to need to get a lender. Where are you going to find the lender from? The best way is recommendations, referrals. So I have a lot of great lenders who work here in the area, and I would be happy to refer you to them so that you could be plugged in here. And the reason why you really want to get a great real estate agent is because you want someone who's knowledgeable on the area. I think ultimately that's the most important thing. That's what you're looking for. Someone who knows the area. Where are the bad areas? Where are the good areas? How could you find someone like this? Well, you found them, but honestly, the best way is referrals, or just like me. You could see all my videos, see if I'm knowledgeable or not. It's that simple. And another thing that people sort of underestimate is being able to connect with the person. If the person's sort of a jerk, they don't have a lot of time for you, or you don't really get along with them. It sounds like something so little, but you want to like the person. You want to get along with them, because you might be spending a lot of time looking at homes with this person, communicating back and forth, and if you don't get along with them, it's going to make your experience miserable. Think about it like getting married or dating. You want to make sure you like the person. So, like, for example, if you find me annoying, I don't want you to reach out to me, because I want you to find someone who you get along with. But you probably like me, that's why you're watching. So if you do need help, I would be happy to help you. I actually help people all the time through these YouTube videos, so it's great. Last thing on this topic is find someone who has integrity, someone who's honest. Okay, this is going to be one of the largest purchases in your life. It's a lot of money. And luckily, as a buyer, you don't have to pay commission in California. The seller pays it, but still, find someone who's not money hungry, someone who might actually tell you don't buy the house. I've told more people than not to not make a purchase on a home because it wasn't right for them. Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe it was in a bad part of town, on a busy street. You want to find someone who's looking out for your best interests and not theirs, because honestly, I look at clients like they're my family members, because I want this to be not just one purchase with me, but many in the future. Or you could, refer people to me. I want lifelong sort of friends. That's why I'm doing this. I like people. So you want someone who's looking at you like someone who's going to be in their life for a long time, not just like a one and done. All right, here's your house later. Hope you like it. Hope the roof doesn't fall in. You want someone who actually cares about you. So that's important. The next thing is understand the market conditions. And what I mean by this is, for example, the days on market. So like our current market, the days on market might be 7, 8, 10 days before a home is sold. So it gets listed and then it's sold in those days. So every market's different. So you need to understand this, and also understand the list price to sales price ratio. Why this is important, first of all, is this. So for example, if the list price to sales price ratio is like 98%, we'll expect there might be a 2% difference on the actual sales price. So if you offer 2% less than what the house is worth, most likely you can get that. I mean, obviously this is a really case-by-case basis. So you could see, for example, in a really hot market, the list price, what the house goes on the market for, let's say $500,000, it ends up selling for $500,000 or maybe 510,000. So the list price to sales price ratio, it could actually be higher, say 101, 102, 105%, just depending on the market. So why this is important is for a lot of reasons. Just so you have like realistic expectations to what you're going into. Because for example, if you're planning on buying a home in 8-9 months, it doesn't really make sense for you to go around town looking at homes to buy because they're going to be sold within the next week. Also, it helps you to know when you're making an offer to be realistic on the kind of price you're offering. Now, you don't want to be making offers that are too high, which you can't afford, so you should be going to probably a lower price range. But if it is in your price range, just know, if homes are selling at 100% list to sales price ratio, that's probably what you're going to be paying. That leads us right into the next thing, would be to know your time frame and criteria. And the reason being is, this is a common real estate thing, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of just real estate agents say buyers are liars. I'm not saying it, this is what they say. And the reason being, I think, is that a lot of buyers will meet a real estate agent and you wanna put on a good face. And you're like, yeah, I wanna buy in 30 days, cricket, cricket, when really you're not looking to buy till 6 months from now. But you feel like you don't wanna waste their time and you don't want them to think you're not serious. But honestly, I would rather you be totally upfront with me. You don't have to impress me or anyone else. If you could only afford 500,000, 200,000, a million, it doesn't matter. Buy what you're comfortable with and let people know your actual time frame, because I can't help you unless you help me. And the more information I know about your situation is the better I could help you. For example, some people have complicated finances, maybe bad credit scores. Well, don't wait, for your credit score to get better. There's different programs that could help you, improve your credit score through my different lenders I have. There's all these different things. So I would just say, be honest, be upfront with your agent, and know realistically, your time frame and other things like how many beds and baths you want, and basic things like what city you want to buy in. And sometimes you find these things as you go along. But for example, if you have 6 months before you want to buy that home, then go visit the area. You don't have to look at homes, but you could just sort of see the neighborhood, see if you want to live in Palm Springs or maybe Palm Desert. Basic things like that. The next step would be to put in an offer. So say if your criteria is a month. Say you want to buy a home in 30 days. Well, the average days on market is about 7 days. So that would mean that's a pretty good time to start looking at homes, because you never know. You might have to make a few offers on different houses before you get the right one or whatever. That's why I said it's important to know the market conditions, to know, okay, when's a good time to buy? If I'm looking to buy a home in 3 months and the average days on market are maybe 60 days, well, then maybe you could start looking within 60 days of you wanting to move in a house. So a good agent could help you navigate these different things. But the next step really would be to make an offer. You're pre-approved, or you have proof of funds with cash. You have a good agent. You know the market conditions. You know what realistically to put an offer in at, what price, and you know all these different things. When making an offer, don't spend more than you want to. I mean, it sounds silly, but for example, if you come to me and your price range is 800,000, I say, hey, why don't we try maybe 600,000 to 800,000? Maybe you could find a home a little less than what you originally intended. Or, you don't want to be stressed out when you buy a home. They say you don't want to be house poor. So you get this house, you depleted all the money in your bank account, and say if, the toilet is busted or something, you can't fix it because you spent all your money on buying this house. So I think it's important to just make offers that you're comfortable with. And then, the whole escrow process, it's really not that complicated. A great agent could help you figure that all out. And I have a lot of resources like home inspectors, different contractors, so you just don't have to worry. So if you're looking to buy a place, my contact information's below. I would love to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to subscribe if you're interested in learning about the Palm Springs area on a weekly basis, and I'll see you soon. Bye.